So before I get into this video, I just want to say that this video is fair use. All the media used in this video is used for criticism, review, or in a transformative way. All the information I present is public information, everything else is alleged in my opinion or just a joke. So I'm going to quickly go over briefly the entire Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star thing, because I really can't be fucked with that. I did upload a video, I think it was my last video, I'm not quite sure, but I did previously talk about, you know, Jeffree Star's involvement in the whole thing, so I'm not gonna necessarily go in about like all the evidence of how he was involved and all that stuff. This YouTuber called Leah McAvoy uploaded 2 videos on Jeffree Star. One is called I Found What Jeffree Star Was Hiding, and the other one is called The Hidden Allegations Against Jeffree Star. Both of these videos originally got taken down by Jeffree Star, but then he did some legal stuff and got it back up, and I'm just going to be talking about the hidden allegations against Jeffree Star. So the first thing that he mentioned in the video is Anyone Up, which was basically a revenge porn website by Hunter Moore, which was one of Jeffree Star's friends back in the day. So basically all the posts were just videos and pictures of, you know, porn and stuff like that. But you could also like post like blog posts on there, and one of them was about Jeffree Star, and I think it was called like Some of Jeffree Star's Victims Confirmed or something like that, and it just had pictures, I'm assuming, of guys that Jeffree Star had like sexually assaulted allegedly and were supposedly supposed to be like confirmed. So in the comment section there were basically 2 types of comments. One was basically supporting Jeffree Star, like, oh, you get that straight boy dick, pop off Jeffree, kind of stuff like that. I mean, both of the comments were basically confirming it in a way, like they were like believing, but one was like supportive and one was calling out Jeffree Star, calling him gross and stuff like that. And there were a lot of like primary sources, like there were a lot of like supposed eyewitnesses to stuff that happened, and a bunch of people said that they witnessed Jeffree Star doing predatory shit. And I've already talked about this in one of my previous videos, but basically Hunter Moore, the owner of the website, had an autobiography where he accused Jeffree Star of trying to rape him, as well as actually raping a different person that was a friend of Hunter Moore's. There was also a tweet about Jeffree Star hooking up with a 14-year-old. I don't know if this is proven or not. I'm assuming not, because I haven't seen anything about this being proven. There was also an eyewitness at the tour, and they performed either at the start or the end of the performance, but they basically said that Jeffree Star had lied a lot in Chris Hansen's interview, which we all knew really, but this is just another person confirming that Jeffree Star had said a lot of things that didn't actually match up. And as a side note, he was also just really rude to fans. I will link Leah McAvoy's video in the description down below if you want to basically watch a video that goes way more in depth. There's also a video of Jeffree Star grabbing some guy's dick and just sexually assaulting him, and that's like still up.
I'm in broad public.
I knew it was big.
And there's also a TikTok of this girl's experience at Warped Tour with Jeffree Star.
In 2009, Jeffree Star was still very comfortable saying Nigger in videos with friends in public. And he didn't say that to like me. I don't think he said that to anyone at Warped Tour, but he would not take photos with me and my black friends. He was doing paid photos, I think, but like we couldn't even get a ticket. I don't know if anyone remembers 303, but they were there too. And they also would not take pictures with black people. Pretty much no one was good back then, and they haven't really changed.
And Jeffree Star's lipstick Nazi situation. For those of you who don't know, people thought that he had like this failed cosmetic... I don't think we still actually know what it is, but people suspected that it was like this failed makeup launch or something, and it was called Lipstick Nazi basically. And he made excuses for it. The story behind the name Lipstick Nazi was basically that he would call anyone who was really into makeup a lipstick Nazi. But the stories regarding the website just don't add up. One of them is that the website just never existed, which we know is a lie. And then he said that it was a friend's website and it wasn't actually his, and that he told his friend to get it taken down. And then he said it was a makeup blog, but it was only up for a few days, which is also a lie because it has been proven that it was up for several months. I'll also link a video by Sebastian down in the description if you want to get more in depth about the stuff that I'm going to be talking about now. But like, we know that he's used racial slurs for black people, but he's also apparently used racial slurs for Jewish people, and he used these slurs because he was like angry at Gwen Stefani for like cancelling a party or some shit. He also went shopping with a couple of people, and he was talking about how exotic furs and leathers and stuff like that were banned in, I believe, California or LA specifically, somewhere. It was like banned in the place that he was at, and he was complaining about how these furs and leathers were banned, but like illegal immigrants weren't banned and they're still getting their green cards and stuff like that. So that's something. He also specifically hired a bodyguard and flew him over from another state, I believe from Miami, but he was a former police officer and he got fired for regularly using the N-word, and Jeffree Star knew this about him, and I believe he like treated it as if it was like this funny thing, and like he really wanted to have this person as his bodyguard because he was using the N-word, and he was like loving that. And he also talked shit about Trisha Paytas. We're not going to get into the kind of person that she is, but they're just supposed to be friends, so you would expect him to treat her nicely, you know? But apparently he had been talking shit about her behind her back. I say apparently, like if you don't believe it, then I don't know why, but he was talking shit about Trisha Paytas behind her back, basically just saying that her skin was really gross and that she was fat, talking about her weight, talking about her drug abuse and stuff like that. And somebody DM'd Trisha about this, basically informing her that this was happening. I believe it was Rich Lux, but she was sent a DM, and these DMs are like proven to be to and from Trisha Paytas. Like, these are Trisha Paytas's DMs, but they informed Trisha that he was basically talking shit about her behind her back, and she was like, oh yeah, he said some shit to me in real life to my face, and that's why I had to like leave the trip early because it was just a lot. But then Trisha ends up defending him on Twitter later, basically saying that everyone was really nice to her during the trip, and people have kind of been pulling up, I guess, like videos and other kind of stuff that she said or tweeted about how sometimes Jeffree is like not the nicest. And there was like this leaked podcast where she basically says that she was really overwhelmed and she had a panic attack, or almost had a panic attack, because of the stuff that she was hearing about what Jeffree Star was saying about her. But then she'd say stuff in videos like, oh, I love him, Jeffree deserves all the success that he gets and stuff like that. So just basically a lot of back and forth. And then Jeffree Star tweeted about his mental health, and this is like recently, like a couple of days ago max maybe, and it's like, just shut up. That's all I can really say, is shut up. Do not use mental health as a get out of jail card, because you don't care. You just don't care. You're rude to your fans, you're rude to your friends, you're just rude to literally everyone. That just proves that you clearly don't give a fuck about anyone else's mental health. A lot of people deal with mental health issues, and a lot of people have shitty mental health, but they don't say racist things, they don't make racist comments, they don't use racial slurs, they don't attack anyone and everyone, some of which are fans, like they're supportive of you, and they're fans that are literally just trying to give you criticism so that you can better yourself and they can continue supporting you, and they don't manipulate people. Now onto Shane Dawson's response. So if you guys don't know, he basically tweeted out this like long ass Wattpad thing on, I believe, his Twitter, but then he ended up deleting it. But he basically said that he knew about Tati's video, but he didn't have anything to do with it, and that the beauty community is really toxic, and that the people in the beauty community are awful, and that they're all obsessed with money and fame and power, and Jeffree is all those things, but I love him because he's like family to me. Said that Jeffree Star was like hella egotistical, and he definitely deserved like a slice of humble pie the size of the Empire State Building, and he was like kind of supporting Tati's video. He agreed with a lot of the stuff that she said in the video, and he was basically speaking in a way that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He was saying stuff like, oh, she really popped off, she really beat her face to the gods and stuff like that. You form your own opinion on that, but that's what he said. And then he ended it with saying that he was leaving the beauty community. A lot of people are calling him out for saying the entire beauty community is toxic, when in reality he just surrounds himself with toxic people like Jeffree Star, which I agree with, but he didn't say the entire beauty community, he just said people like Jeffree Star and James Charles who are always involved in drama. This bit I do agree with the general population when they say he mentioned that James Charles needed a fat slice of humble pie, but then he supports people like Jeffree and Trisha Paytas. He's forgetting that Jeffree Star deserves the rest of that humble pie, and he's literally surrounding himself with Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas and people like that, and he decides to give the humble pie to James Charles. I definitely agree that the way he was talking about Tati's video was fucking weird, and why does he support a lot of the things that she says? I don't know. And then lastly, leaving the beauty community, again, I agree with the general population when they say that you can't leave a community that you were never really a part of. Now, Blaire White has also spoken up about Jeffree Star, and she posted this on her Instagram story saying, I was recently manipulated in a huge way by this man. I was told information by him that's been making my stomach turn for almost a month. Now I'm watching him allow my friend Shane to be destroyed over some shit he caused. I'm scared to speak up, but I feel disgusting holding my tongue. I spoke with Shane during the Tati Jeffree James drama. He was devastated that it was happening, and he expressed genuine shock at the extent at which Tati came for James. Did Jeffree orchestrate it? Probably. Did Shane? In my opinion, no. He told me that no one deserved what was happening. That's what I know. Contrary to popular belief, I've never met Jeffree. We are not friends, nor have I ever been on a PR list. After some drama channels ran with a narrative that we were friends, we finally spoke on FaceTime call. What he told me during that call and how he manipulated me is sickening. Jeffree Star is a monster, quote me. This is 100% just my opinion, and this is coming from somebody who only really got exposed to Blaire White after she tried to paint Jeffree Star in this heroic light right before the whole Darby Vanity situation. Like, she made a video about Darby Vanity and basically painted Jeffree Star as some hero. So it was before he went on Chris Hansen and tried to like cover his ass and all that, and then this. I think she's kind of just trying to be involved. It just sounds like she wants to be a part of the drama. A lot of people mentioned that it was kind of rich how she tried to defend Shane in all this, when this was literally after Shane posted his like beauty community post where he admitted to supporting Tati's video to a certain extent, and with the way that he worded things, it sounded like quite a big extent. Is that the way to put it? I don't know. But I guess there is information in this. She's saying that she was one of the many people that were manipulated by him, and that they were actually never friends, and that they've only really talked once. And she did have proof for her having a FaceTime video with Jeffree, and she said, "I don't have shit to say to you, Jeffree. Release the receipts you keep teasing and get the heat off Shane's back, or I'll do a video myself." I don't know if I'm just being fucking annoying, but it just seems like the way that she's wording things, and it just comes off like she's just trying to be a part of this. I don't know, that's just my opinion. And now people are trying to ruin Jeffree and Shane's merch as like a protest, and these are the responses to it. Throwing away or destroying Jeffree Star products is like smacking yourself in the face and expecting him to feel it. Remember when people were burning their Nikes a few years ago to protest? Made no sense because they already bought them. Yeah, there's literally no point to it. Like, you bought those items with your money. They're the ones that have already made money from it, and burning or ripping or just destroying it in general so that you can no longer use it isn't going to negatively affect them in any way. If anything, it's going to negatively affect you. So the viewer's choice said either finish the products, or if you don't want to have them in your house and look at them anymore, donate them. Okay, so next, this is kind of related to the drama, but I guess it's kind of like a separate thing. James Charles tweeted out saying, "Victims deserve to be heard and should never be invalidated, but it's insane that anonymous, newly made accounts are popping up with these stories and people are just believing it with no proof at all. I'm not defending anyone, but there are always two sides to every story. Sexual assault is really fucking serious, and it is absolutely disgusting that making false allegations has become a trend right now. All it does is invalidate actual victims when they feel ready to come forward." Somebody replied to him basically saying that you should always believe the victim, and he said, well, you should believe the victim if their story like lines up, but I've been a victim of false accusations, so I know how that negatively affects their life. And he's obviously referring to how Tati and Jeffree accused him of being a predator. I think that you should believe them, but like, if there's literally no proof and their stories don't line up, then there's literally no reason to believe them. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have anything new to bring to the situation, but essentially I just agree with James. So the next thing I want to talk about is Trisha Paytas and her TikToks. Well, one TikTok in particular, where she basically, I'll let you watch it.
Put a finger down, toxic relationship edition. Put a finger down if they wouldn't let you hang out with the opposite sex. Put a finger down if they wouldn't let you like certain people's photos. Put a finger down if they got mad if you didn't respond in 5 minutes. Put a finger down if they ever got physical or threw something at you. Put a finger down if they ever forced you sexually. Put a finger down if you got to keep your location services on. Put a finger down if they threatened to kill themselves if you tried to break up with them. Put a finger down if they've called you names. Put a finger down if they called you overly sensitive, but really they were just being mean. And lastly, put a finger down if they've ruined your life.
So first of all, it's just odd how she's acting like this is such a quirky thing to be like a toxic piece of shit and be like a terrible girlfriend. A lot of people might think I'm using like a really harsh word for it, but I feel like if we don't call it out for what it is, people won't be able to take accountability for it, and she obviously thinks this is like a really cute, quirky, funny thing. She has now admitted to raping both her ex-boyfriend and her current boyfriend. She said on the Impulsive podcast that she threatened to break up with Jason Nash if he didn't have sex with her up to 6 times a day, and he ended up having to get penis injections for her. And now she's laughing at the fact that she has made Hila's brother do sexual things to her forcibly. She's also said that she's threatened to like kill herself if he leaves it, which is such, like, that is such a gross thing to do. And I personally feel like if somebody's threatening to kill themselves if you break up with them, they're not gonna do it. Like, literally just break up with them, because they're toxic and manipulative people. They're not going to kill themselves. They're just saying that so that you'll stay with them, and you don't deserve to be put in a situation where you feel like you have to take accountability for their potential suicide. That is so gross. And like, people have been commenting under her recent TikToks like, oh, people are just mad that she's successful. She's a rapist. I just find it so rich that one of the main people commenting this person's commenting this under pretty much every single one of Trisha Paytas' TikToks, like, oh, all these haters are just jealous of your success. They have Black Lives Matter as their profile picture, and you're supporting this problematic ass son of a bitch who has made an absolute mockery out of the black community. Not only the black community, but also the LGBTQ community and the DID community. So you're very, very, very obviously just hopping on the BLM bandwagon and just supporting Black Lives Matter movement because you want to be trendy. And that is disgusting, and shut the fuck up. Get off the internet, stop supporting Trisha Paytas, you are a dumb bitch. Refusing to acknowledge that Trisha Paytas is a rapist that makes a mockery out of so many different communities and harms so many different people, and then trying to act as if you're some savior because you support the Black Lives Matter movement. Disgusting. No, leave. And the last thing I want to talk about is It Works, which is an MLM company that makes fitness and beauty products. You know those like summer craps? They basically do that. They have like hella overpriced products in my opinion. And they have like a bunch of issues, and if you want to like know more about them and all the shady stuff that they've done, you could watch Illuminaughtie's video, which I will link in the description down below. But basically they've recently started selling hand sanitizer because of the whole corona situation, and a lot of beauty brands have been making and donating hand sanitizer. It Works basically decided, because it's in high demand and because it's so expensive, and we're going to contribute and help the situation by making expensive hand sanitizer. So it is $10 for loyal customers and $17 for regular customers. They've also been giving their employees the opportunity to donate and help with the COVID crisis. So they're asking their workers for money that they are supposed to be paying them. They're already an MLM company that has a lot of issues, especially regarding like hidden prices and hidden fees, to the point where this website had to like make a disclaimer for people planning on buying from them. Like, they might charge you extra things that you didn't know that you were paying for, and if you try to cancel it, it's an additional $50 for a cancellation fee. So yeah, just not the best company. If you want to know a lot more, then again, the video in my description. Why does the sun decide to come out as soon as I'm going to end the video? But yeah, that is it for today. If you liked this video or if you liked me, please like and subscribe. And if you didn't like me, make sure you get in contact with my teachers because I bet you'll have a lot in common, and make sure to stay safe and stay hydrated.